Welcome back, Treasure Tribe. If you're new here, this is Beyond the Map's Edge, the real-life treasure hunt for hidden gold. The gold is still out there, waiting, and while only one person will eventually dig it up, the hunt itself has become a story of many. Today's episode is a very special one, our Community Shares edition. These are not my theories alone. These are the boots-on-the-ground adventures, the at-home puzzle grinds, and the late-night aha moments from the Treasure Tribe itself. We're focusing on Montana today, a land Justin has teased in his book, his travels, and in more than a few hidden lines of his poem. From the wisdom of wisdom, Montana, to the bends of the Big Hole River, from Polaris the star to Polaris the town, these shares might not all lead to the dragon bracelet, but they show us the heartbeat of this hunt. One of the strangest and most persistent numbers in this hunt is 42. It first appeared written in the dust of Justin's taillight, and for many it became the thread to follow. Reynolds and crew followed that dust to a couple of extremely obscure 42s in Montana. Observation 42 by William Clark of the Lewis and Clark expedition. Clark mismeasured near the Rattlesnake Cliffs, and that incorrect number, 42, stuck in the record. From there, if you metaphorically cast a pole northward, you land near the Lacy Creek Viewpoint, and right across the road, the nearly impossible-to-find Trail 42 on the Pioneer Scenic Byway. Try searching it online. You'll barely find a trace. That pairing seemed tailor-made, hidden, obscure, almost erased from history, and yet they exist. Stack on top of that the history of the Montana Southern Railway, a 3-foot narrow gauge line that ran from Divide to Coolidge. Hunters immediately tied this to the foot of 3 in the poem. Old spikes can still be found rusting in the dirt, whispering of a time when men built tracks into mountains with sweat and iron. Wisdom. Montana lies just west, sitting quiet in the Pioneer Valley. The word itself, wisdom, echoes back in the poem. Wisdom waits in shadowed sight. Reynolds said they followed these threads, boots on the ground. The clues felt good on paper, but standing in the shadows of those mountains, the place just didn't sing. And that's something Justin himself told us. The real test is what the clues feel like once you're there. For Reynolds, they didn't feel right. But maybe they'll feel right for someone else. Houston, from Not Houston, took us on a journey starting in Wisdom, Montana, traveling through Melrose, and then west along Trapper Creek Road. His map work is detailed, drawing a line from Polaris, Ursa East, the North Star, to Helena, his bride standing at the gates of the mountains. From Helena, a second line points to Twin Bridges, where the Big Hole, Ruby, and Beaverhead rivers meet. Foot of 3. The angle formed? Exactly 20 degrees, echoing the 20-degree line in the poem. But Houston didn't stop there. He pulled out his yardstick, the literal foot of 3, and drew another line from Twin Bridges to Mount St. Helens. Helens. Return her face, he reasoned, since Saint. Helen's face was blown off in 1980. The intersection of those lines dropped an X right on Trapper Lake. On site, Houston found pink ribbons along Trapper Creek Road, even one on the north side of the lake. Coincidence? Maybe. Or maybe a callback to that ribbon Justin picked up in Golden Greed. The area was littered with granite boulders, what he thought could be double arcs on Granite Bold. Trapper Creek itself lies at the foot of Granite Mountain, tying more lines together. Houston hoped for rainbows where the creeks joined, as the canyon sun poured down. But after hours of searching, he came back empty-handed. His summary? It was a fun day with my wife, but no bracelet in sight. If these notes help someone else, just throw me a gold bar. Houston also floated another idea. What if there isn't one treasure? What if Justin split it across multiple stanzas, 3 or 4 distant spots? After all, Justin did say it took 4 trips. Was those 4 trips from the car to one hide? Or 4 trips across states, each drop in a different place? That could explain why hunters struggle to cram every stanza into one geography. Maybe they don't belong together. And then there's the number 42 again. The 42nd parallel runs through Wyoming. Maybe that parallel is part of the puzzle itself. One of the best community reminders came from hunters cautioning against overconfidence. No, you haven't solved it. Justin has been clear. A fair bit of the poem is solvable from home, but not all of it. The fieldwork matters. Declaring victory without boots on the ground isn't confidence, it's bias. Even in the forest fen hunt, people had the solve until they didn't. The takeaway? If your solution doesn't survive contact with the dirt, it isn't a solution yet. John gave us a thoughtful walkthrough that stitched Montana and Utah together. Wisdom, Montana sits on Highway 43, hidden from view by the Pioneer Mountains. Polaris, both a town and the guiding star. Ursa east pointing to Our Lady of the Rockies. Mary, the bride, standing guard above Butte. Her gaze, he suggests, points toward the Pioneer Mountains. Then comes the wild leap, flipping the Missouri River's face to its mouth in St. Louis. Louis. Flip it on a map and you land near Arches National Park in Utah. There, double arcs, petrified dunes, and whispering winds guard their secrets. John admitted it might be confirmation bias, but he ended with a strong line. Carpe diem. What you seek, you already know. Not every BOTG trip has to end with digging. One couple shared their adventure. They started in Dillon, Montana, eating at Sparky's garage. They camped at Mono Creek. No electricity, vault toilets, and 30-degree nights. They wandered Coolidge, Crystal Park, and Wisdom. Bought a hoodie, had pizza, and beer in town. They hiked Sawtooth Lake, cows blocking the road the whole way. They stayed at the Grasshopper bed and breakfast. And they ended at the Madison River, where the confluence of Cabin Creek and Campfire Creek left them speechless. They didn't dig once, but they said it plain. Our treasure was Montana, and sometimes that's enough. Leland shared one of the deepest takes yet, the theme of transformation. He ties Justin's writing to Swan Lake, to Daffy Duck turning into a swan, to swan songs and emotional awakenings. He connects transformations from laughter to sorrow, from shrimp to crawdads, from grief to resilience. He points out Justin's personal losses, glacier trips tied to the deaths of family members, and how awakening and wisdom come through those transformations. Hope is the thing with feathers, Emily Dickinson said. Maybe transformation is the heart of the solve. Maybe Swan Lake, whether the music, the town, the range, or the river, still has something to reveal. One of the most passionate shares came from a single mom in Ohio. She argued the poem as literal directions. She tied stanza by stanza to Dillon, Polaris, Big Hole Pass, and even the forgotten Highway 42. She pointed to Justin's love of Mad Gab and hiding clues in plain sight. Her words hit hardest when she admitted she likely couldn't afford to ever go BOTG in Montana. She hoped that if her solve helps someone else, they'll remember her generosity. Her theory is simple but powerful. The poem is the map. The words are the directions. Just read them right. The searcher's cycle. And of course, the cycle repeats. You get a solve. You're excited. You wait, nervous someone else will beat you. You arrive, you search, you leave empty-handed. And then you share your story, half masking the disappointment, half celebrating the adventure. Then you do it all over again. So what have we learned from Montana? That 42 hides in dusty corners. That wisdom is both a town and a theme. That Trapper Lake, Arches, Polaris, and Swan Lake might all play their part. That family, transformation, and patience run through the book like rivers through the mountains. But most of all, we've learned this. No one solves a hunt like this alone. Every share, every failed solve, every road trip and ribbon sighting adds to the collective story. Maybe none of these will crack the bracelet loose, or maybe one of them already has and we just don't know it yet. Until then, the hunt continues. Keep sharing, keep searching, keep transforming, and when your boots hit the ground, listen closely, because as Justin said, being there changes everything. Good luck, Treasure Tribe. May the dragon bracelet one day reveal itself to the one who reads these words just right.
Searching for a whisper in the pines. Mystery lurks in the shadow of the oaks. Legacy of treasure buried in lines. legends wrapped in nature's unspoken jokes. Footprints fade in the morning dew. Gold hides beneath moss and vine. Legends lead to fortunes anew in the breast of mountains standing fine. Beyond the map, where secrets lie, hearts race beneath the endless sky. Riches wait, where all goes sigh. Adventurers take the leap and fly, fly, echoes of yore weave the tale. Forest fence whispers still alive. Once a dream, now a winding trail. New quests on the horizon arrive. Stars guide the restless hearts, following the call of ancient charts. Whispers lead for those who start to chase the dream with insatiable smarts. Beyond the map, where secrets lie, hearts race beneath the endless sky. Riches wait, where old goes sigh. Adventurers take the leap and fly. Beyond the map, where secrets lie, hearts race beneath the endless sky. Riches wait, where old goes sigh. Adventurers take the leap and fly, fly. Stars guide the restless hearts, follow